Thank you very much. On behalf of everyone at Author Services and Galaxy Press, the publisher of the Writers of the Future anthology, let me welcome each and every one of you as we celebrate 30 years of discovering and nurturing new creative talent. I want to extend a special acknowledgement to the anchor and backbone of these contests, our renowned and legendary company of judges. Not only do they devote their time and talents to helping discover the winners, they also help educate them, imparting their hard-won experience and expertise. To our judges, it is an honor to have you here. The stunning array of past and present judges make the contest what they are today. The Writers of the Future judges are Kevin J. Anderson, Dr. Doug Beeson, Dr. Gregory Benford, Algis Budries, Orson Scott Card, Hal Clement, Eric Flint, Brian Herbert, Frank Herbert, Nina Kiriki-Hoffman, Dr. Yodi Kondo, Anne McCaffrey, Todd McCaffrey, Rebecca Mesta, C.L. Moore, Larry Niven, Andrew Norton, Frederick Pohl, Dr. Jerry Purnell, Tim Powers, Mike Resnick, Christine Catherine Rush, Robert J. Sawyer, Charles Sheffield, Robert Silverberg, Dean Wesley Smith, Theodore Sturgeon, Katie Wentworth, Sean Williams, Jack Williamson, Dave Wolverton, and Roger Selastny. And the judges for the Illustrators of the Future contest are Ed Cartier, Robert Castillo, Vincent D. Fate, Diane and Leo Dillon, Dave Dorman, Bob Eggleton, Will Eisner, Frank Frazetta, Frank Kelly Fries, Laura Fries Baraja, Stephen Hickman, Jack Kirby, Paul Lear, Ron Lindan, Val Lakey Lindan, Stefan Martiniere, Gary Meyer, Judith Miller, Mubius, Cliff Nielsen, Sergei Poryakov, Sean Tan, H.R. Van Dongen, and Stephen Ewell. Now, will those judges who are with us tonight please stand up and be acknowledged? I would also like to acknowledge several distinguished guests who are joining us as award presenters. Please hold your applause until all are announced. Accomplished television actress Jennifer Aspen, the voice of Bart Simpson, Nancy Cartwright, Finnish actress and model Anna Esteden, writer, magazine publisher, director, and producer Carrie O'Quinn, actor Kylan Rambo, appearing in the recent Ender's Game film, author and founder of the Challenger Learning Centers, Dr. June Scobie Rogers. Let's give them all a warm welcome. Finally, tonight we are not only celebrating and building a brighter future through this new spectacular group of winners, we are making and writing history of the future. That is, running a consecutive and ever-growing Writers of the Future contest for 3 decades and the Illustrators of the Future contest for a quarter of a century, and through that, fostering hundreds of artists and writers whose creative works are rippling through the latitudes and longitudes of this planet. And without them, well, there would be no stories, no art, and we certainly wouldn't be here right now. A number of them are with us tonight. Will all past winners please stand up and be acknowledged? In 2013, both contests continued to expand dramatically, not only in quantity and quality of entries, but there is also an inherent expansion in the sheer production of our past winners. To kick off the year and immediately following last year's award ceremony, we had national and international print, internet, radio, and TV media introducing our winners to their future audiences. And to appreciate the scope of the contest, here's but a fraction of what happened in the past year with our former winners. Douglas Bosley was a winner in the 2013 National Society of Arts and Letters printmaking. Ty Carter is working on the upcoming Peanuts movie for Blue Sky Studios, and he recently published a book, Musings and Wanderings. For this year's Spectrum Fantastic Art Awards, Sean Tan was nominated for Grim Tales, A Thousand Furs, and Omar Ryan for The Long Walk Home. Omar also illustrated The Lords of Trillium, published just last month. Robert Castillo was storyboard artist for the documentary Kids for Cash and The Angriest Man in Brooklyn, a film releasing later this year. Jing Huang Hu won the Public Choice Award of the 2013 Art Gemini Prize for her art Indulge Me. Ken Liu again won a Hugo Award for Best Short Story Mono No Aware and was nominated for a Nebula for The Litigation Master and the Monkey King. He also took home the World Science Fiction Association Small Press Award for Good Hunting. Jay Lake received a Hugo nomination for The Stars Do Not Lie, and Aliette de Bodard for both Best Novella on a Red Station Drifting and Best Short Story Immersion. Aliette won the Nebula for Immersion and was nominated a Nebula for Best Novelette, The Waiting Stars. Immersion also got her a Locus Award and a British Science Fiction Association Award nomination, and I think we can safely say she had a good year. Also a finalist for the Nebula was Karen Joy Fowler for Best Novel, We Are All Completely Beside Ourselves. And just this past week, this novel earned Karen the prestigious PEN/Faulkner Award for Best Fiction of the Year. As for the Locus Award, no less than 4 of our past winners were finalists, and 11 past winners earned nominations. 2 of our winners from Volume 29 already received their first awards. Tina Gower earned the 2013 Daphne du Maurier Award for Excellence in Mystery Suspense for her story Identity. And Brian Trent won Best Story of the Year by Apex Magazine with A Matter of Shapespace. We had an impressive 10 past winners published in the 2014 Campbellian Anthology, and this next one must be a first. Jason Fisher from Down Under had his winning story written as an opera libretto. Finally, Patrick Rothfuss's best-selling series, The Kingkiller Chronicle, has been optioned by 20th Century Fox. As for the number of publications, no less than 45 novels and 200 short stories were published by our winners this past year, simply too many to individually cover. And those are the highlights. Add these achievements to letters of acknowledgments and congratulations to the contests, their founder, all winners, and their profound influence on our culture from the Mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, Member of Congress from Florida, Corinne Brown, Hollywood's very own Member of Congress, Adam Schiff, and California Senator Dianne Feinstein. And with that, we have every reason in the book to celebrate tonight. With tens of thousands of entrants over the years, we now have submissions from 169 countries, and this past year once again surpassing any prior year on entries for both contests. And as the contest grows, so does the administration and the promotion of contests and winners. Beginning this year with each volume, one of our judges will be chosen to act as art director, giving the winning artist the opportunity to learn from our world-class panel of judges. Better yet, Illustrator winners will receive letters of recommendation from our judges in order to help them gain the credibility and recognition that they so richly deserve. We are also proud to announce a new website with a much improved navigation and where we now feature a full universe of all past writer and Illustrator winners. With the success of our annual Writers' Workshop, we are currently working with a team of educators to test and create a Writers of the Future curriculum resource kit, which will include a creative writing unit plan for speculative fiction, a documentary on the contest, several volumes of the L. Ron Hubbard Presents Writers of the Future anthologies, and, of course, contest rules for submission to the contest. And at this time, I would also like to acknowledge and say goodbye to our friend and editor, mentor, author, grandmaster, and judge of the Writers of the Future contest since 1985, Frederick Pohl. He will He will forever remain in our hearts as that irreplaceable cornerstone that he was to the contest, to countless writers that he mentored, and to the field of speculative fiction at large. He will be fondly remembered and greatly missed. L. Ron Hubbard founded the contest after a lifetime of getting to know this business of writing. We are, in fact, this year celebrating his 80th anniversary as a professional writer. His career started while a student at the George Washington University, writing at first for the University Hatchet and as a roving reporter for the Sportsman Pilot. His first professionally published fiction story was an action-adventure thriller, The Green God, which came out in the 1934 thrilling adventures during the height of the Depression. He soon proved he could glide with ease from genre to genre, adventure, western, mystery, detective, and even romance. He eventually entered the field of speculative fiction in 1938, enlisted by publisher Street and Smith to transform the genre with real characterization. How he ended up among the top authors of the golden age of science fiction? Well, as for that account, I would like you to hear it from Mr. Hubbard himself, as he described it years later to a group of students.
I was a member of the first class in nuclear physics. We call it atomic and molecular phenomena then, of which nuclear physics, by the way, is only one small part. It was not at that time, and is not now, an open and shut subject. It permits speculation. Atomic and molecular phenomena is simply no more, no less than what do electrons and nuclei and so forth do when you do something to them. But this whole subject was being grooved down, not by anybody's choice or selection, to a very forceful study of splitting the atom. And the splitting of the atom was at that time a fact. Everybody thinks the atomic bomb suddenly blew into our knowledge full-armed in 1943 or 45 or something like that, and then we bombed Japan. That's not true. The atomic bomb technology and so forth was developed rather fully for decades before anybody put it to use. It required somebody to sit down to a desk and write a check. The technology was there, but the money, the tremendous quantity of money necessary to develop nuclear physics was not written. But nearly all nuclear physicists, atomic and molecular phenomena boys, Buck Rogers boys, we were known as, Buck Rogers, the comic strip character, space opera and so forth. For all the years between 32, let us say, and 1943, nobody had any use for a Buck Rogers boy. There was nothing he could be used for. So after I finished training, the Depression was on us in full, and it was obvious that the only use to which you could put this Buck Rogers information was, of course, science fiction. And like so many of the boys who studied in that field, I did. I wrote science fiction for years as the only use made of this material. And very interesting use it was, too. Developed tremendous numbers of friends in science fiction, and I also wrote other types of stories and made a very successful career out of it in the field of writing.